Kill me! I'm here! Kill me!
Hey everybody, this is Matthew Movies coming at you with my review of The Warriors, the 1979 movie about a bunch of gangs all coming together for a big meeting in order to try to broker a peace and come together and serve their common goals. But the gentleman who is there to try to bring them together is shot, and one gang, six, I think it is, 6 people, are blamed for it, even though they had nothing to do with it, and they have to get from the park where the big meeting took place to their home zone. And in order to do that, they have to travel across the city and enter into the turfs of an endless array of gangs that all want to take them out in reprisal for their atrocious actions. A very, very stylized film. It's very, very of its time. It has a comic book effect to it. If you watch the director's cut, like when I say that, I'm not saying like it looks like it feels like a comic book or anything like that, which it does. But what I mean is there's actually moments where you actually see a comic book representation of what is there in a page turn, which is really, really cool and gives you an idea of the style of film that the director was going for. But then you also have the looks of the characters. Like the titular warriors have a very distinctive look to them as well. But then you have like the baseball flurries, which is like this gang of guys who come out wearing baseball uniforms, and they have like baseball treads like painted on their face, and they're wearing caps, and everybody, all the different gangs have a very distinct visual style, which is really cool because it gives you a very easy way of being able to tell the warriors apart from any of the gangs looking to take them out. And it's very cool. It reminds me in certain ways of what I like so much about zombie movies, where you have this idea of these group of people, and they kind of get caught in an area, and they have to figure out a way out, or they have to figure out a way to defend themselves as like groups of people come at them, or hordes of people slowly come at them, and you have all these waves of beings that are trying to take them out. And that's kind of in effect what you see happening in this movie. And like, for those of you who have never heard of this movie before, which I do understand how that could happen. I mean, it's definitely become a very renowned film in its own manner, but it's a cult film is the best way to put it. It definitely was not a movie that made a huge impact at the time. I'm looking at its Wikipedia here. It made 22.5 million, but there's moments from it that have gone down in history, and like there's video games based on it because of the very unique story and the very cool way it's told visually. And there's the moment that anybody who knows this movie will always think of probably is where you have like the gang member of the group that is trying to make sure that the warriors get taken out, because he's the one who actually killed the guy, and he's got bottles on all his fingers. He's doing that, warriors come out to play. So cool. And like it's really an interesting film, because the guys who you're rooting for through a lot of it aren't good guys. Like, they are gang members, and like there's certainly members of them that do pretty, like there's James Remar plays Ajax, who's definitely probably the most reprehensible member of the gang. And there's a moment like they're going across the city, and he comes across a girl that he's interested in, and he pretty much tries to force himself on him. And when I say pretty much, I mean he tries to force himself on her. And that's not a heroic thing to do by any. I mean that's something that should be something that reviles the viewer. And fortunately, he gets his comeuppance very, very quickly for what he did. But it gives you an idea of the fact that the guys that you're made to empathize with and care about are not good people. And the most of them aren't shown doing anything overly atrocious like Ajax is. But there's definitely it's definitely an interesting undercurrent where they're certainly more than happy to be violent, and more than happy to do what they must to get through. And they don't you know, they're not worrying about doing the right thing, and they're not worried about taking out the other group because they want to bring them to justice, or I mean, they do want to in order to kind of protect their rep and everything like that, but it's not because they, you know, want to be the do-gooders or anything like that. So it's a really interesting story. It's a film just filled with the scum and villainy of this fictional New York-esque town, and it's just a very, very entertaining film. Definitely one worthy of a watch, and one that is very, very memorable once you've seen it. So those are my thoughts on The Warriors. Let me know in the comments below if you're a fan, if you have heard of it before, if it sounds cool to you. If you hadn't, hit that like button. It does awesome things for my channel. And please, please, please hit that subscribe button. I love talking to you guys about movies, and that will hopefully keep you around so that you can hear my thoughts on the films that I watch, and get to put these videos together, giving you my thoughts on them. And other than that, please hit that notification bell so that you see when a new video gets out, and then have yourself a nice day.